Hello and welcome to another episode of PC Building Simulator. So it's been a minute since I've put out a video. It's been a couple of weeks. If you guys possibly saw my community post after a couple of years, however long it's been out, of avoiding getting COVID. Apparently, it was my turn. I'm doing much better now. I lost my voice for a bit. You may still hear it. I've still got a little bit of nasal congestion going on, but I'm basically over it. It wasn't really that bad, just felt miserable for about a week. But I'm doing much better, so videos should start coming back out as usual. In the last episode, we built a PC with the most expensive motherboard available in the game. If you missed that episode and you want to go check it out, I will put a link up in the upper right-hand corner, and you can go do so. Let's hop into the email. Let's see what we have going on for today. Man, it's been a while since I've played this game. I'm excited to get back into it. I've kind of missed it. So I think there's some things that may be due tomorrow. So let's see here. This build is due. Let's see if there was a repair. Here we go. Here we go. Let's read the repair real quick, and then we'll go back up and read the build. This one says, "Hiya. So I need some repairs done. Can you figure out what's wrong with it? I'm pretty sure I saw sparks or fire or something. Won't turn on now. You've got to get it done by tomorrow. I've noticed it sometimes runs a bit slow too. I read that FSP parts are really good." From M. Jarvis. So it runs a bit slow, so we may need to run a virus scan possibly on it. But we'll need to figure out what's wrong with it. It could be, let's see, FSP parts. FSP. They've got an FSP power supply. So that could be what has died. We may just order one of those and hope for the best. But anyway, let's go ahead. We'll accept that, and then we'll figure out what's wrong with it when it comes in. Like I said, I may go ahead and order one of those FSP Dagger Pro power supplies that they've got in their system. Okay, so that one's on its way in. Let's take a look at this build that is due tomorrow. It says, "Hello, I need a new PC. I love the look of custom water cooling. Let's do the whole PC with it. I need this pretty soon, tomorrow at the latest. I like nice and shiny new components. I'm a total EK fanboy. Many thanks, Leanne." Okay, so a budget of $4,000 to build a fully water-cooled computer. CPU and GPU. I'm sure we can get that done, so let's go ahead and we will accept that one. Let's get the shop opened up. Let's also open up the custom water cooling shop, because we're going to need some parts from there as well. What was that? What was that power supply they had? PC parts. It was the Dagger Pro 550. Let's go ahead and add that to the shopping cart. I probably should have typed in the whole thing. Let's see, here we go. FSP Dagger Pro 550 watt. We're going to go ahead and get one of those. We got plenty of money in the account, so we'll order that. If it's not what's needed, it won't hurt to have in the inventory. So I'm going to step away. I'm going to get all the parts for this build put into the shopping carts, the custom water cooling parts as well as the regular parts, and as soon as I've got them all in there, I'll come back and we'll go through everything I've selected. All right, so for the repair, we've got that power supply that we already put in the cart together. For the build, we've got a Gigabyte Z590i Vision D motherboard. I don't know if I've actually built with this one or not. This might be one of the parts I've never built with before. I don't know. Then for the CPU, we've got an i5 11600K. We've got 2 sticks of Corsair Vengeance Pro White 8 gig 3200 megahertz, an 850 watt Thermaltake power supply, 1 terabyte Team Group T-Force Delta SSD. We're going to put 2 EK fans in to match the fans in the radiator. And we're going to put all that in the NZXT H210i black and white. As for the custom water cooling parts, we've got an EK CPU block. It's the one that's kind of cut with angles. It's the nickel and acetal CPU block. We've got an EK reservoir, a 240 millimeter EK RGB radiator, and we're going to put in a Corsair RTX 3070 water-cooled GPU. So I know you can't do probably all the math right now, and you have to delete the cost of delivery because that doesn't factor into the build, but this build is going to be exactly at the $4,000 budget. So that worked out pretty well. So we've got this for next day delivery. We're going to buy that now. And then we'll come back over here. We've got that all for next day delivery. We're going to go ahead and buy all of that. As for everything else, we've got everything in transit or on its way. So let's go into our day and we can get everything in and we can get to work. Go to work. All right, here's all of our parts. Let's grab all of that stuff. We got some things from the PC Bay, it looks like. Got a 2060 Super from Gigabyte and an MSI MEG X570 Ace. That's an expensive, nice motherboard. Okay, not a bad deal. Let's go ahead and grab the sticky note for our build. And as we walk by, we'll stick it on this center table here. And then let's go get our other stuff. Let's see, here's our case for the build. We'll go ahead and put that there. Nice little tiny case. And here's our repair. What the heck case is that thing in? Oh, it's in the case that I hate. Ah, that's great. That's just great. It's not a bad case. I just don't like working on it. It's kind of a pain to work on. You have to take everything out of it to make any adjustment. So, you know, it's not that fun. But let's go ahead. Let's take the lid off here. Where's so the power supply is down there. So we're probably going to have to, These drive cages are for sure going to have to come out. Are there drives in them? Yes. Of course. Of course there are. So let's get that drive out. We'll push that cage back in. And then this needs to go for the SSD. This needs to go. Then we can pull the cage out. Or both of the cages, actually. And now we can get to the power supply. I didn't even bother to test this thing because I'm pretty sure it's the power supply that's broken. So let's pull it out and let's see if I'm correct. Let's do fits this PC. It is indeed broken. I had a used one, but we're not going to use the used one. Let's get rid of the broken one. Let's put the new one in. And see, this thing's so hard to work on because once I get it put back together, I can't really start it up and make sure. I mean, I guess I could. It's just not going to have a storage device. Let's make sure all the fans spin on everything. Seem to be. No boot device. Yeah, we know. We'll get to that. Hold on. So let's go back to parts. Oh, we're at parts. I meant down here for parts. Oh, let's get our drive bays. We'll go ahead and get those installed back in here. Come on. Yeah, I clicked it like 4 times. And then we'll get these drive bays. Put back on top. Oh, before I do that, I actually need to open this up. There we go. Then let's get their drive in. And then we can cable that. Okay. Now we should be ready to actually boot. I do want to enter into the BIOS here. Make sure they don't need any kind of XMP turned on. They do not. Let's go ahead and let this boot into the operating system. Okay, so that's all working. I do want to run a virus scan. So let me grab a USB drive. And we're going to put the virus scanner on here. Oh, it's going to be nice and slow for us. That's always a plus. Yes. All right. Let's get this virus scanner running. Good Lord, 583. 583? That might be tied for the most viruses. Because I've never hit 600, but I've gotten really close. 583. Wow. All right, let's clean that up. Jeez. Oh, man. I bet this thing just ran like a dog. I bet it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Let's get the top put back on. I'm going to go ahead and close up this front part here, and I think we're done. That was a pretty easy fix. That wasn't bad at all. We're going to go ahead and put that there, and we can get started on this custom water cooling build in this little case, our little ITX build here. Let's see what all we need to take off. Obviously the side panels. There we go. I want these fans gone. We're going to put EK Vardar fans in here. We'll get those out of the way. Let's actually go ahead and grab our fans. I had to think about it for a minute. Let's grab our fans. We'll go ahead and put the top one in up there. And we'll get this back fan installed. Perfect. And then before I go any further, I do want to go ahead and get the motherboard in. We've got the Gigabyte Z590i Vision D. The Vision D. Nice little motherboard. At least I think so. I'm going to go ahead and get it ready for CPU and RAM. We're using a standard SSD, which I think we might mount here to the front. So that's probably all we need open on the motherboard. Let's go ahead and grab our CPU. We've got the i5 11600K. I believe that's 6 cores, 12 threads. That'll be a nice gaming PC for sure. And then let's get our RAM. We've got 2 sticks of this Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro 8 gig 3200 megahertz. Get both of those installed. Let's also go ahead and get these out of the way. They're going to need to be gone for our graphics card. Let's see. Probably time to put some custom water cooling parts in. Let's go ahead and grab our 240 millimeter radiator. We'll get that installed here in the front. We also need our reservoir. We've got the EK100 Revo D5. It installs upside down right here. And then we can come back over here, grab some thermal paste, and we can go ahead and get the CPU block put on as well. We've got this nice EK Supremacy Edge nickel acetal. Got a nice little design on it. Maybe. I didn't want to line up. There we go. Looks pretty good. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab our power supply. We've got this Thermaltake Smart Pro RGB 850 watt power supply. I don't think we're going to see any of the RGB from it because it shines out where the fan is, which is pointed down. So we're probably not going to see any of that. And then let's go ahead, we'll grab our storage. We've got this Team Group T-Force Delta RGB 1 terabyte white drive. I think that'll look nice there in the front. Finally, we just need to get our graphics card, and then we can start piping this thing and cabling it up. We've got the Corsair RTX 3070. Will pair real nice with that 11600K. Fits right there. You know, it's technically one slot, but I guess, you know, because maybe it's a Founders Edition card or something. Oh no, it was a Strix. That's what it was. It was a Strix card. So yeah, it's a 2 slot that became 1 slot. Looks nice though. I'm happy with it there. So let's cable this thing. Let's cable it up first. Let's get some white cables. Let's do these. The sleeved, plastic, plain, white. It'll help keep this very small computer looking fairly neat without all the extra cables. Man, this thing takes 3 8-pins. Is that what that is? Jeez. Or was it a 6-pin? I don't know. It's 3 of them for a 3070. That seems like an awful lot. I could be wrong, though. I don't have a 3070. Okay, so that's out. That's in. So let's see how we want to run this. Let's go to piping. Let's go ahead. Let's do something other than clear. Let's do nickel rigid. And then we'll do some nickel fittings as well. Let's see. Regular nickel, black nickel. Let's do the black nickel. Do the black nickel fittings. So, I may have to step away for some of this. I think I want these black nickel fittings. I was wondering if we had some nickel fittings that had angles. Let's do those instead. I think those might actually look better in this case, just to have some extra nickel in there. So let's see, how do we want to run this? Maybe we will run, let's see, that's in. Maybe we'll run from here to the in port. And like I said, I may have to step away to get some of this done because this case is small and it's going to require some crazy bends. Make sure everything fits. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. I wanted to do this where there was one of these connectors here, but because we need to run out of there, I don't know that we're going to have room. In fact, I may end up having to remove this and redo it here in a bit. I think we'll probably run off of here and back up to the return. Well, let's go ahead and accept it. If I have to redo it, I will. And we're going to go ahead and run from here to here. And I'm going to have to step away again and get this sorted out. Okay, so I started all over again. I ended up redoing this one, so we're going to go out into the radiator. And then from the radiator, so let's go ahead and accept that one. I'm just redoing the flow a little bit. It was too bulky over here. So then from the radiator, we can run out to over here. And then we'll come out of the CPU block, down into the graphics card, and then out of the graphics card and back into the reservoir. I think that's going to work. I think that's going to work just fine. So now that I've got this run, let me get this all adjusted to look nice, and I'll be right back. All right, I am happy with that. Let's go ahead and accept that one. Then we're going to run out of here and into the graphics card. And again, I'm going to step away, get this thing adjusted, and I'll be right back. All right, so that works for me, and then we'll accept that one. Then we're going to come out of the graphics card and back into the reservoir. Let's see what we can do with that. Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to step away. I'm going to get this one adjusted as well, and I'll be right back. All right, I think that's going to work for me as well, so let's go ahead and accept that one. Then we just need to get some coolant in here, so let's go here, coolant. Let's do white. We'll do white opaque. Get that running through the system. While that's running through, I do want to go ahead and put some of the parts back on this case. Let's see, we need to get the dust filter. We need the front panel. Let's go ahead and put this side panel on. And I think that's done running through, so let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and just put this side panel on as well. There we go. Then I need a USB drive. We'll go ahead and install that. We should be ready to power this sucker on. There we go. All right, let's hop into the BIOS. We're definitely going to have to change some colors. Let's turn XMP on. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and let this thing install the operating system. Then we're going to get the lighting app on. We'll change some colors, and we should be done. Okay. So, lighting. Yes, we will go ahead and restart. So, what do we want to do for color? Let's see. Should we do white or should we do purple? We could make it match. The purple's not bad. White's not bad either. Maybe we'll just leave it white. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So let's take a look at this thing now that it's all done. I think it turned out pretty dang nice. I'd put it on my desk, that's for sure. Oh, we need to put a part on back here. Or we need to close that. There we go. That ought to finish it up. There's nothing to look at on that side. It's just over here. But I think it turned out pretty dang nice. Pretty dang nice. So let's go stick this in the delivery area. We can collect some money. Let's go to our email here. I don't know why it was closed out. What the heck? Okay, so this is the build. Where is... Here's our fix. Here's our fix. Did I close everything out? Huh. Okay, so let's go ahead and collect the fix. 5 stars. My PC died for no reason, but they fixed it, and I haven't seen a pop-up for days. Excellent. 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 Okay, then let's collect our build. 5 stars. The new PC they built is good. Excellent. Okay, let's get rid of these red dots. We got more stuff to do, which is great. Let's take a look at the daily deals. An S340 Elite, a PC with a Threadripper 2950X, and a 1060 6 gig. 8 gigs of 2933 RAM, or a Ryzen 3. Well, you know what? Let's get the case. We're going to get the case. I don't care for the build. I don't want that, or the RAM, or the 3100. So that is all good. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified as soon as a video goes live. Also, it helps me out greatly if you subscribe. Also, if you want to help push the video for me, commenting and liking help the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you want to help support the channel via money, there's a link to my Patreon down in the description. You can also become a channel member, or you can give a super thanks, which is just a one-time tip to the channel. Not something that comes out on a regular basis. Neither are subscriptions, as far as I know. I think you have to re-up them every month. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe out there, guys. And I will see you in the next episode.